I was going to get into that question because since we last spoke, I did see some responses from what people are calling Wahhabis. And I do want to ask you right after about why you think this war is won. Maybe it's because the Strait of Hormuz has stayed closed, although there is reports of one tanker going through and that wasn't hit by a mine. And so maybe that's what the meeting about in China is right now, that they're trying to move towards a tech-based economy rather than an economy based off of the petrodollar and oil. But since we last spoke, there were two, what people are saying is Wahhabi or maybe...
Just before you move on, the Strait of Hormuz has never been closed by the Iranians. It's always been open. The ships that have had restrictions are those who were linked to these countries that participated in the war against Iran. Otherwise, Russian ships, Chinese ships, Iraqi ships, those who didn't have anything against Iran, they had no problem. The Oman, the country Oman, one of the six neighbors on the other side of the Persian Gulf, Iraq aside, they have excellent relations with Iran. They didn't participate in the war, so Oman is benefiting, is reaping the benefits. If these five countries that participated in the war had refrained from doing so, we wouldn't have had them, because the Americans would not have been able to logistically be able to carry out, logistically speaking,
Right.
carry out the war.
So there is a...
But in any, Iran never closed the Strait of Hormuz. It closed it to those countries that were participating in the slaughter against the Iranian people.
Right. So maybe there's a case to be made that the victory can be applied to the fact that the U.S. economy is affected greatly. The oil is going up, and that's what we seem to care about more than anything is the economy. But what do you think the goal is for the next 20 years in Iran? And I'm asking this question because since we last spoke, I had people like Faris al-Hamadi and Shamsi, what people are saying, some people are calling him Wahhabi, some people are calling him Salafi, and they're very critical. And although you're saying it's just the GCC countries and ordinary people are in support of Iran, I have had a lot of conversations, and even in the chat, a lot of people are saying that Iran does not care about the Muslim world and that they just care about their own dominance, and that they're talking a lot about the atrocities in Syria and what's happened across the Middle East, and that the end goal is not for Muslim unity, it's for Iran dominance. So what can we expect from the next 20 years? Because although some people are just saying it's Wahhabi backlash, a lot of people in the Arab world, especially Syrians, are very upset with what they're saying Iran has done. What can we see in terms of Middle Eastern dominance and Iran as an empire going forward?
Say very openly that during the war, between the fall of Syria, before the fall of Syria, I had been on many campuses. I spoke to many students, and they definitely did not want Al Qaeda to come to power, and that was clear as day. But Iran did not support the Syrian government because they were fans of the Ba'athist Party. As I told you before, they were against it because this was a dirty war, and those who supported the CIA project in Syria, they, wittingly or otherwise, they helped the Israeli regime. There's no doubt about it. They cannot hide it. They can show whatever hostility they want to Iran, but they helped the Israeli regime. The Iranians did not support Syria because they had some love affair with Assad. His wife was Sunni, by the way. Who cares? For Iran, he could have been a Jew, he could have been a Christian, he could have been a Sunni, he could have been an Alawi. It doesn't matter. For Iran, the important thing was that the regime, the Israeli regime wanted Syria to fall because it benefited it. It benefited the Israeli, it benefited Netanyahu. It was clear. I mean, Obama did not carry out Operation Timber Sycamore because he loved the Syrian people. Mm-hmm. And those who thought that they could, take part in this and do good, and that good would come out of it, they were deeply mistaken. Now, sometimes these, and by the way, when I say the Wahhabis and the Salafis, I don't mean it's just them. A lot of people are influenced by the propaganda. But remember, if Iran was so if Iran was sectarian, who saved, I said this I think last time, who saved Bosnia? except for Iran, who was there for the Bosnian people? Did Iran benefit from saving Bosnia? Or, for example, even in South Africa, which is not a Muslim country, Iran was funding the resistance against the apartheid regime. Iran has been supporting Venezuela and Cuba. Now, of course, because of the war, we can't do anything really, as far as I know, can't do much for Cuba. But we've been supporting and helping Cuba and Venezuela despite all our difficulties.
But
those
Saudi,
who say Iran is,
did Saudi not also supply weapons and help out Bosnia in that war in the early 90s?
no, no, it was Iran. It was Iran who did it. It's obvious. I mean, one of my friends, his brother was martyred in Bosnia. His name was Nawab in Arabic, but Nawab. He was martyred there. So, the Iranians made sacrifices. And then when the Iranian advisors and Iranian weapons and the training was scoring successes, the Americans forced a peace. Now, again, I don't want the Bosnians and the Serbs and the Croats to be at each other's throats. And I think that, there has to be a solution where but at that time they were being exterminated. Or in the case of Palestine, who's supporting the Palestinians? We're being bombed because of our support for the Palestinians. There's no other reason for this. So, okay, if we're not sincere, why are we the ones being bombed? If you recall, I mean, you're young, but until a while back, they were saying, actually, Iran and the Israelis are allies behind the scenes, like they're cooperating. They're killing us. They try to starve our country. They bomb and kill our leaders. They slaughter our school children just because we support Hamas. Who is Hamas? Are they Shia? Are they Alawite? Are they Druze? For decades, the Palestinians have been taught by these very same regimes that the Iranians are your enemies. Some Palestinians never liked Iran because they believed the propaganda. But did Iran discontinue their support for the Palestinian people? No, because they're oppressed.